How's it going, everybody? Brotrio here, and we're getting a PS5 event pretty soon. I'm pretty excited. I know they are.
Yes.
And we're going to lay down our predictions of what we think might happen. Some are outlandish, some are pretty grounded. And let's just get this going.
So aside from the actual console itself, I mean, we're more than likely going to see that first and foremost.
I'm imagining it like a Link type of thing where he just like walks out holding it and he's just like, this is what it looks like.
Pulls it out of his jacket.
I'm really anxious to see if it's anything like the test kits or whatever you call them that we've seen floating around the internet.
I doubt it.
I hope not, unless
ugly.
that U-shape is used to also be like a controller or charging dock that's built into the console.
If that's the case, I'm all about that.
That's kind of cool. But speaking of controllers, that's more than likely either going to be next after that or somewhere after it. But controllers probably the most important thing for gaming because you can't do it without a controller. So we think they're going to get a better, more in-depth look at the PS5 controller. And 2, we're going to have them announce some pro version similar to Xbox's Elite controller, whatever, the modular one where you can just like take whatever on and put whatever off with the back pedals and
customizable
stuff like
sticks and all that.
Oh, and you know they're going to have a dumb sizzle reel about it too.
Yeah.
They're just going to show these people like it's showing off how the triggers are hard to pull or whatever they're talking about, and he's like, like really struggling and showing like snippets of games that probably don't exist. It's going to be real dumb.
And then he's going to be like an esports legend once he gets the modular one or something. I just remembered, they might bring back or show some influence of that PS4 little paddle thing. Remember? They randomly announced that
attachment.
That might be it. That might just be a PS5 version, or it might come with one.
Yeah,
which would be cool if it does. But hopefully, next they talk about battery life.
Now, when they show the console, I think it's going to levitate in place and make a weird baby doll cry.
Gonna go back to the old PlayStation marketing.
Getting back to battery life, we really just hope that the battery life is better than the PS4 controller battery life because it's kind of garbage. I mean, it's 10 hours, which it sounds like a lot, but when you're gaming, it really isn't. Because I have to charge my controller seemingly every day, and I hate it. I hate being tethered to my console. This is not the 90s. I want to be roaming around my room as I please, even though I'm right next to the TV at all times. But other than that, I think that's all the hardware stuff I can think of, right?
Yeah. I mean, more or less. I don't think they're going to do any PlayStation VR stuff yet. Probably, definitely not.
I forgot about VR.
They might mention it like in passing, just like, and it's compatible.
Yeah,
I would hope so.
I think they've already mentioned
that's an expensive peripheral if it's not.
Yeah, I think they've already mentioned that. Now, when PlayStation VR does come out, with VR 2, whatever they call it, I think it'll be the wireless kind like the Oculus Quest or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I just don't see that coming this time because that's, like Aaron said, an expensive peripheral. People already bought it. I don't think they're making a sequel to it just yet.
Here's the big one. Do you think we'll be getting release date and price?
I think date, but no price.
I'm really hoping for both, because I want to know how much I need to save up.
I think it's going to be both.
I could see it being a version of it where it's both, but I think they're trying to swoop in and undercut Xbox again.
If they're
coming Xbox is trying to do the same now.
If they're coming out at holiday, one of them has to announce it soon because we are entering the half of the year. Like we're about to be in June, and November is not far off when in the grand scheme of things. So Holiday's coming up fast, and those pre-orders are. We need to have them because I really want to just pre-order a PS5, pay it off, and never worry about it again until I have to go get it.
Yeah, if they do announce a price, I think it will be about $500, maybe $450.
Yeah,
Probably.
Like, theoretically, they could go as high as $6, but I don't think they're going to make that mistake again.
I don't think Sony will ever do
That was
that
bad.
again.
Yeah.
Especially, like, depending on what games they have.
But
with
it sounds
too.
like they've got some serious hardware in there, so it might be up there.
Yeah. Like, that kind of worries me, but at the same time, if it's $500, that's, like we talked about a second ago, it's still less than a PS3 at launch. And it's a lot higher tech than that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we got that in-depth look at all the tech and specs and all that, and it made no sense to me. But it was a lot of big words, which has me excited, so that means stronger, so I can play my games better. I know what a solid-state drive is, that's about it. But going from that, do you think we will get a Pro version at launch? Like
No.
2 separate versions?
I seriously doubt it. That would
I
be...
doubt it, but
I'm
they
just-
might.
Saying what I've
Yeah.
seen on the internet.
It's possible.
Like,
but
they
I don't-
might.
that's
It might not be available at launch, but they might go ahead and announce that there will be.
They may.
It either has
No,
to be
they
available
wouldn't.
at launch or not
No.
even part of it.
They can't
because
do
if they
that.
say something's coming, then they're not gonna have. They're gonna hurt their own sales.
Yeah, that's-
Exactly.
people waiting for it.
That's
They'll
true,
be
but,
like,
but
you-
people are going to be waiting for it anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, if you go to a restaurant and they're like, hey, if you wait a month, you can come back and get the best hamburger you've ever had in your life, they're not gonna... No, that's a bad business model. I don't see that.
Yeah, because
I
I
don't
know,
think
like,
they're gonna do that.
we brought up PS3 earlier. For PlayStation 3, I just waited until the Slim version came out because it was too expensive at launch and it didn't have any games.
Yeah. That's a relatively good segue for getting into the game. So let's get into it. The main thing I think is both grounded and far-fetched that we will see is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Whether or not it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to be a teaser or if it's going to be a full-on trailer or if it's a launch title.
So,
Yeah.
So
if it's a
think-
launch title, like, that is ridiculous.
God, I hope it's a launch title so bad.
I
that
hope it comes out right before Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh my God.
So we have that going again.
I think, realistically, we could get a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 trailer or teaser, whatever you want to call it, to show off the PS5's like graphics and everything, especially if it's all in-game footage. That will be amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll get that, and then it says like coming later or something. I don't think it'll be anytime soon. Maybe a year from now.
Yeah, like, next spring is probably the earliest I would expect to see that.
Right.
I know they're working on it. I know they've been working on
Yeah,
it for
but
a while.
Horizon Zero Dawn came out what is it? It's 3 or 4 years ago now.
3.
Wow, really?
3 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So, in the grand scheme of things, that's normally not enough time for like huge games to get sequels, especially when they're jumping generations. So I don't think we'll see any of the really mainline Sony first party games. So that means like no Horizon, maybe a teaser, and that's it. Big what if, but maybe a God of War teaser. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably
Maybe.
not.
I mean, they could throw us all off and just bring out like an Uncharted as a launch title.
Yeah.
God of War
Like,
2.
that would be a big selling point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God of War 2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's go. I think Ubisoft has a deal with Microsoft and Assassin's Creed stuff. And Assassin's Creed's coming to PS5. But I don't think that'll be part of the marketing scheme because of what they have done with Microsoft so far. So I think we're going to get a look at Gods and Monsters instead for the PlayStation 5. Because Ubisoft, they've got their hands in every pie in the industry. So they're going to want to show off more than just Xbox's showcase. So I think we're going to get our first real look at Gods and Monsters. So it's going to be a big old pretty game, looks like Breath of the Wild or whatever, but they haven't shown anything outside of that trailer that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So I think we'll finally get a deep dive into that. Supposedly it's coming out either end of this year or early next year. I think they told stockholders that or something. But if it's coming out soon, they've got to start showing it.
Yeah.
And I also think, for my most outlandish prediction, that we will get a new Prince of Persia game. It's got to, eventually.
That would be cool.
Assassin's Creed killed that franchise.
They put him in For Honor.
Well, that seals it.
And also, new Star Tropics.
On PlayStation?
I know, I'm just kidding.
Scotty has to say it. It's a predictions video.
But also believe Godfall will be confirmed for launch, and we'll get a deep dive into that. Because this thing's like an hour. I don't think they're going to have a million games.
Is it really an hour?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what they said. It's going to be close to an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm hoping for exclusive purposes, there's at least 4 or 5 PS5 exclusives for the lineup. I know there's going to be a few that are also on Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed and
Gods and Monsters.
what's that?
I mean,
Maybe.
What's that racing game? Dirt? Is that both, or is
that is a game, but
is that PlayStation only? I don't know.
oh yeah, we might get whatever PlayStation's.
Because I know Forza's one that
Forza
is always heavily advertised as a launch title when it comes
we might
out.
get a new Forza. We're not that into it.
we
If you can't
we
gather that.
We don't do the realistic racing games.
It's
very
definitely,
often.
if they ain't got a turtle shell lobbing at people, I'm not into it. But we'll probably get some sports games shown off, but not for long.
Probably
EA
just a sizzle reel of Madden and what is it, FIFA?
I do
all
believe
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do believe we're going to get a look at Bluepoint's new remake that they've been teasing. I think it's going to be Ico, or Eco, however you say it. I've also heard they might be remaking Demon's Souls, which, cool.
I've heard a lot of people asking for that.
I just think it's going to be Eco.
I kind of hope it's Eco because
I hate Eco, but I know that's not the right pronunciation, but I'm so used to Ico, because that's how I said it.
Because I've never played Eco, but I've always wanted to.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I got the opportunity on the PS3 when the collection came out that Aaron got, but I never did. But if it comes out for PS5, I might.
I also think we're going to see Jak and Daxter in some form. Whether that's a remake or Jak 4 or 5 or whatever number they're on. So I think they are... I don't know why. I just think they want to bring back older franchises now.
Oh retro appeal is a real thing.
Because the segue, but the Crash Insane trilogy sold super well, and I'm hoping they see cartoony, weird 3D platformers are back in swing. Speaking of, probably we're getting Crash at this thing. I'm just assuming it's not going to be
Crash game.
That would be cool.
I doubt it'll be exclusive, but I do think we're going to get a new Crash game, and they're going to show it off here.
That would be really cool. One thing I think might happen, it'll probably happen, if not now, in the future, is similar to what they did with Destiny for the PS4. If it's not an exclusive, but they have somewhat exclusive maps. The PS4 version of Destiny, it had a raid. The Xbox version didn't. And I think we'll see that with something, whether it be the next Call of Duty or what have you. But I think they will have some kind of timed exclusive map or DLC or anything, something like that.
Because that used to be Sony's bag. They were all about those timed exclusives.
Yeah, they stole that right from Microsoft's book. It was they got all the deals that Xbox missed out on for the Xbox One.
So, going into one of my more outlandish predictions, I don't think it's very likely, but it would be awesome if it happens. I think we might get a look at a new Monster Hunter game.
That'd be cool.
Because Monster Hunter World was amazing and it sold super well and brought like an amazing amount of new fans, including us, to the series.
Yeah, that was our first one.
I'm mad that we fell out of it, but it was just so much.
Yeah. And honestly, that would be a great way to showcase some of the PS5's like graphical potential, is showing a big ass like Anjanath or Rathalos or something on there that's like this big dinosaur that you can see every scale and every hair on its hide.
God.
It would be incredible.
See the Anjanath like big ass nose unfold real slow.
Yeah. And you could see like all of it just like spraying mucus on trees and shit.
I think if when they make a new Monster Hunter, this is probably going to be a whole separate video when they announce it. I just hope it's more Destiny-like, not like play-like, of course, but like a better like hub world or whatever to like, because you could go to that boat on the top of your village or whatever, but it was just like it was so
kind of a hassle.
It was a hassle to get into matches or
and like you couldn't play with somebody if they hadn't seen the movie clip before, and a lot of that stuff needs fine-tuned. But this would be the perfect way to showcase, hey, we did this better, and here's some of the stuff PS5 can do with online.
Yeah. Also, I hope it doesn't happen, but if PS Plus is talked about anyway, I hope it's only positive and not like any price increases or anything, because that could happen, because it kind of did with PS4 a little bit. I mean, it happened towards the end of the PS3, but still, hopefully PS5 continues everything and they still give us 2 games a month. I don't know if it would be from the PS5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, but hopefully we'll still get something every month on the PlayStation 5.
I also think we're gonna get what's Xbox's thing called where it's like not game share, something
Game Pass?
the program they're talking about where all the upscaling from past consoles is free.
I forget the name
I forget the name, but I think we're gonna get confirmation of that, because if Sony doesn't do it now and tries to sell you a PS5 version, they're gonna look real bad. And if they don't upscale it, they're going to look real bad. So I think initially they might have wanted to charge for that. Just a feeling. I got nothing to base that on, but now they have to not do that.
Man, I really hope they come out and announce the PS5 has full backwards compatibility back to the PS1.
Now that is the most outlandish thing in here.
If they do that, I am gonna definitely buy it on launch.
Well, they've already said it's backwards compatible with all PS4 games, correct?
Most, at least.
And that would be most of their cannibalizing their own profits thing. I can't imagine Sony's making too much money on PS3, 2, and 1 games anymore. So what is the problem? Just let us. We have the discs and we're old as shit. Let us just plug them into our PS5 and play them.
Oh yeah, if that's the case, I could take my PS3 through 1, just stick them in the closet.
Yeah.
Probably, 4 also. Just put them all in the closet. Just have one box on my shelf. It's gonna be so clean.
Or better yet, since we're getting outlandish anyways, let's just keep going. You plug in a PS1 disc, and that gives you the right to go download it for free.
Oh!
That would be cool.
I would like that. Not gonna happen.
It could happen.
I
in
would
the
love it,
ideal world, it would happen. But then the PS5 would be I don't know how much the product, the tech has aged, but I imagine if it had to read PS1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 discs, it would be pretty expensive.
Maybe
that's why PS3s were so expensive at first.
Maybe they just have a PS3 slot that can read all the discs, because the original PS3s could read all the discs.
That's
They just
true.
have a PS3 disc slot on this side and a PS5/4 one on this side. And then there's a little thing on top for the UMDs from the PSP.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, yeah, you're going all
If
the
we're
way.
going there, we're going to go
Complete
there.
backwards
PSP
compatibility.
and Vita, why not?
You can plug in the little memory sticks and everything.
Why not?
I mean,
If we're going there, let's just go.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd pay for it day one, come home and play Chrono Cross on it. I would be so happy to do so. Especially if it has some increased thing like the PS3 had that you could smooth up the graphics and you can make them look even better to be like blown up on your big TV that you have now because it's made for a CRT, but those don't exist. Because PS1 games look like shit nowadays.
I'm going to throw an outlandish one out there. Square has been real remake happy lately. I think they're going to resurrect Legend of Dragoon from the dead and remake it. They definitely won't do a sequel because they only had one and like no one bought it. But
it's one that I've heard good things about. I never got around to playing
yeah,
it
you're
myself.
a bunch of dudes and I think there's a chick and you turn into dragons or like half dragon people forms. I didn't play it much. I played it at my friend's house and he just showed me his late game stuff and he's like, "Yeah, look, we can turn into dragons." And I was like, "Oh,
Animorphs.
that's cool." Yeah. No. Like they were still people, but they had like wings and crap. It was cool. That's all I know about that game. Is I was a teenager and I thought it looked real cool because they had dragon wings.
Is that it?
Yeah, other than that, I can't really think of anything to say.
Yeah.
Can't think of much else. So, the beginning of this was relatively our grounded section. Towards the end, like, pretty much immediately once we started talking about games that got out there. But hopefully, some of this is correct. And if it's not, then Sony's just going to surprise us with what is correct. And hopefully it's good. I really am anxious to see if the PS5 will come in multiple colors at launch, or if it'll only be specialty stuff. And you know, I can't wait to see what it looks like because I have loved pretty much all of the PlayStation designs. I don't like the 3. I think it's ugly. But I like the PS4 a lot, and PS2 was cool. PS1's my favorite. But can't wait to see it. Hope y'all are ready to see it. We will be posting our live reaction to it and our immediately after talking about what we just saw and what we think of it. So stay tuned for that and watch the PS5 event and then come watch us talk about it. And we'll be happy to hear it and see what y'all have to say about it. So catch y'all next time and stay tuned to Brotrio.